Hey, it's Jason. Welcome back. A little change of pace today. We're not on the Habitat Oasis. Instead, we're on our neighbor's property, Tom. And we decided to give him a hand today with a couple of food plots that he's got. So, Tom's been here a few years. I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself and about the property.
Got some old fields that had reverted back to autumn olive. Got a lot of the autumn olive out, over the course of many years. Eventually put some food plots in, and the food plots were getting pretty rough. I had anticipated maybe tilling them up and doing them over again. Got talking about it, thought we'd try something a little different and just top seed and roll with a very heavy culti-packer. So that's trial and error for us at this point, but we're going to see how that works out. One of the fields I sprayed completely with glyphosate, 41% glyphosate to kill it, and it got a good burn on it. This field we're standing in, we had used some selective herbicide to burn the grasses and the weeds out, and then came back top seeded and rolled it. So that's kind of where we're at with that today.
Yeah. So you mentioned the autumn olive, and a lot of you have seen the videos we put together. Josh and I have been working on removing autumn olive. We've been doing a combination of the hard way and the easy way. A lot of chainsaw work, and we've also used the tractor to pop some out. Tom, you want to talk about how you got rid of your autumn olive?
Yeah, I used a guy that I contract with sometimes. He had a skid steer with a big scar-fired drum on it. It's a pretty impressive piece of equipment, and it just grinds it right down to the ground. And the good thing about that is, you don't have to go in there with the chainsaw and do all that back-breaking work. You don't have to spray any kind of herbicide on it to kill it off. I just let him take it right to the ground and grind it down, and move on to the next one. And that machine is pretty handy to have around. So over the course of time, I've hired him and used him to do that, and we got it cleaned up pretty good.
So yeah, it makes a little quicker work than what Josh and I have done. But Tom had quite a bit of autumn olive. I remember seeing it before he had the work done, and really made a difference.
Yeah.
So he mentioned us top seeding his fields. The one he mentioned with glyphosate, good kill on that, and we put a good seed mixture on that. We actually put the same seed mix on both. We did some crimson. We did two varieties of red, Ladino, and was there one other?
A little bit of chicory in there too.
A little chicory, exactly.
Not a lot, just a little.
So we seeded that over both. The second field that he said where he used the selective, he's actually got a pretty nice stand of white clover here. So we've hit it, we overseeded it, we hit it all with fertilizer, and we're going to check back in a couple weeks, see what it looks like. We'll give it a chance to some of the new seed to come up, decide at what point do we need to potentially high mow it to cut some weeds back, and make the decision then whether we need to hit it with some additional herbicide to knock back some of the weeds. But had a good day out here and got a lot done.
Yeah, we did.
So we met Tom about 3 years ago when we were purchasing the Habitat Oasis. And when we got talking, one of the things we found was that we had some pretty common thoughts in terms of how we wanted to manage properties. Between Tom, Josh, and I, and several of the neighbors, we've got, I want to say 500 plus acres that we have a very common approach to hunting. Everybody wants to hunt mature bucks on the property. So it's been a real good relationship. Tom's been here on his property for 30 years. So Tom, I'll let you talk some about just how you've managed and your thoughts on it.
Yeah, over the course of that time, I've tried to take off a decent amount of the does, to manage those so that it improves the overall herd management. I've seen, a good many bucks down here. Sometimes, you see those little spindly ass racks. Sometimes, we're starting to see maybe a little higher quality of buck, and I think that does have something to do with taking the does down and the food plot that we're working on, habitat management, and it helps everybody.
I know you guys did a pretty good job in 2019 on the does. You recall how many you shot?
Yeah, we shot 5 does, 4 of which were very mature does. One was a yearling, and had a young man that killed his first deer, and I let him kill a small buck. It was a fork horn, a little 4-point. So we took 6 deer out, 5 of which were does.
So, and I know on our property, which is just adjacent to this, we took, I want to say 2 or 3 does, 3 does for sure, and a small buck. So a nice job between our 2 properties. When you start branching out to additional properties and talking to other neighbors, we know that everybody took a good number of does off of all the adjoining properties. So we're really trying to do some of the doe management. And while there's no strict rules about, what's a shooter buck, that's up to everybody who's making the shot. But everybody is kind of, they want to hunt mature bucks, and part of that getting those mature bucks is controlling the doe population.
There is.
Well, hey, I want to just wrap things up. Tell Tom, thanks for having us over. Thanks for letting us capture all this on video, make it part of Hardy Brothers Outdoors. Anyone who joined us, if you enjoyed the episode, hit the like button, share it with your friends. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. Good hunting, good habitat management to you.